Zach, what any advantage do you think the fact that you guys will have fans here, will it be more noticeable compared to 0 last week in LA?
We'll see. I mean, guys don't really know exactly how loud it's going to be, with how many people we're going to have in it. As far as last Sunday with no fans, definitely different. But I would say once we got kind of in the game, you kind of didn't notice it. I would say the biggest difference would be obviously the third downs on the road with no noise, and then I know something I recognize on like big plays. As an offensive lineman, you can't always see the ball, so you usually can hear the crowd on big plays, and that was missing. But other than that, when we got in the rhythm of the game, you really didn't think about it.
Considering everything you all went through in the off season to try to get ready for this, new staff, not a whole lot of time together, that kind of stuff, how would you assess in that context how you guys played?
I mean, obviously it wasn't good enough. I think anytime you watch a game, you try to pull out some of the positives and learn from the negatives. And obviously there were some negatives and some critical situations. And that's the beautiful part about football is you come in, you learn from those mistakes, try to get better at it, and then you start preparing for the next week. And your focus moves on to the next week. So obviously we need to play better, especially in those critical situations. But we're on to Atlanta and got a good day of preparation today, and looking forward to the rest of the week to get ready for these guys.
Zach, you talked about you're on to Atlanta. It was a good day of prep. I mean, you guys, the core of this team's kind of been around, and you guys have always shown an ability to not let 1 week impact the next. Has anything changed from, hey, this is a new coaching staff? You guys are still learning each other and figuring out how things go good and bad, when things go good and bad.
Right, but I think, at the core in football anywhere, it's the best teams are the ones that can learn from the previous game and move on to that next opponent. Because like we know, it's a long season, and they're good every week. So you can't whether it be good or bad, you can't live in the past. You got to get ready for your next opponent.
Along similar lines, you've experienced 1-0 starts and 0-1 starts. I know you always want to have a sense of urgency, but is it a little different going into week 2 when you're 0-1? Is there maybe a little bit more of an edge?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, you want to keep your edge regardless, but I would definitely say, yeah, anytime you lose that first week, you want to get on the winning side of things. And I know guys in here on our team are hungry to get that first win with Coach McCarthy and the new staff and kind of get this thing rolling. So a lot of things to learn from last week, but definitely, we're looking to get our eyes to the Falcons and hopefully go out there and play well and get a win.
Zach, do you guys, the players still get tickets? Do you guys still get a certain allotment this year?
I think we get 2 tickets this year. I think it is.
Okay. And do you know, will you be using them, or do people want to go? Are they apprehensive about going? Your wife, child?
Yeah, I think we've talked about it. If anyone goes, it'd be my wife. My son won't go to the game, but she definitely wants to go and support. So yeah.
Okay. Was it just about, are we sure we want to do this? All the things involved with getting in there and being clean and being safe and all that kind of stuff. How long were the conversations y'all had? Was it pretty cut and dry pretty quickly?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously you got to look at, being safe obviously in this time, but I feel confident that we've done everything in our power to stay safe, and that, everyone at the stadium is going to do everything in their power to stay safe and healthy.
Yeah.
We've asked you, Zach, quite a bit about the social justice stuff from your all's team point of view. Something a little bit different here. I'm sure you're aware the NFL had slogans that they were bringing out, and I was wondering, the slogans in the end zone, did you happen to notice them last weekend?
Yeah, I saw them on like the highlights. They're on the back line and then on the end zones.
Right. Did it seem like it was fairly prominent to you, or a little bit buried?
I mean, you would have to look for it. I don't know if we made made an announcement about him, but like I said, I saw him on TV watching games before we had our Sunday night game.
And what's your thought about how the NFL has handled all of that?
Yeah, I can only speak to our club. Obviously, we want to do everything we can to make a difference. We know we have a platform to do that, and we're still having conversations on what that looks like for our team moving forward.
Thanks. Switching back to you guys again on your offensive line, you all have had a little bit of instability is not the right word, but some changes, Travis and things along those lines. The pressure numbers were a little bit up for Dak last weekend. What do you think about where you guys are as a unit and how difficult has it been to kind of get where you want to go based on what you had to deal with in the offseason?
Yeah, I think we still have a long way to go. We did some good things in the game and some not so good things in the game. So, again, especially as an offensive line unit, it's all about the reps, and it's all about taking advantage of those reps in practice and kind of gelling as a unit because, we have 5 guys on the field at all times, and it takes all of us together to get our job done and keep the quarterback clean and, keep Zeke clean. So we got a long way to go, but I know guys, we have the right kind of guys in our room to put our head down during the week, work hard to improve and get better and keep getting better each week. I think that's an important thing. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be a season-long thing where we get a little bit better each week.
Zach, last week we asked you about Zeke and him being in the meeting rooms with you guys and understanding what you guys are thinking protection-wise, and you guys looking at what he thinks on aiming points and things on the run game. Is there an example you can give me of like his smartness or his instinctiveness when it comes in pass protection that might not have been where he was supposed to go, but he could see something quickly and help out or lend another arm or leg or part of his body to help you guys up front when maybe that wasn't his responsibility?
Yeah, I think obviously Zeke is he always wants to do whatever it takes to help our offense, whether it's running the football or protecting. And examples from the game the other night, obviously we had a big test in Aaron Donald, and a couple times Zeke's fitting up in the A gap, helping us out on inside moves, and he did a nice job of taking on that role. At the same time getting 25, 30 touches, whatever he got, but taking that on and helping us up front.
What are your thoughts on Terrence Steele and what he was able to do in his first game as an undrafted rookie?
Yeah, I thought it was impressive. Obviously, if you talk to him, he wants to get better, which is great. But I was really proud of him for going out there with only a few weeks of NFL practices and going out there and doing a nice job. There was really no, communication errors between us, and we obviously want to get better and keep getting used to each other out there. But I was really proud of him for what he accomplished. Like you said, being an undrafted guy and only having a few weeks to prepare for his first NFL start.
And how different is that for you? Because you and Leo played with each other for so long. You can look at something and not even communicate or say something to each other and know the other's going to be there. Were you finding yourself looking to your right a little bit more than you had in the past just to make sure he's not only seeing the same things, but he's hearing it from you?
Yeah, I think, anytime communication is so big into what we do as an offensive line, and anytime you over-communicate, it's not a bad thing. So the biggest thing, we don't necessarily care if the defense knows who we're blocking. The biggest thing is that we're on the same page and we're doing it together.